Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are getting a late start here tonight, John D'Angelo Gymnasium. I'm Tyler Krimiati.
And I'm Logan Repko.
And due to some technical difficulties, we join you with just 33 seconds left in the first quarter. Your Red Raiders on top of the Chardon Hilltoppers, 16-14. Julian Mangano with the ball up top. Really kind of inconsequential to look at the starters now, but we can take a look at who's on the floor for the Hilltoppers. Number 5, Alex Purrs. Actually, it looks like it's going to be the starters. I'm sorry, it won't exactly be the starting lineup. Alex Purrs, Ryan Brody. How are you down there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Ryan Brody, number 15.
Number 10, John Ross.
Number 32, Sean Brody. And one more, number 33, Matt Colcom.
And on the floor for your Raiders are Markel Gaston, number 20, number 40, Marcus Brubeck, 32, Julian Mangano, number 22, Scott Aston, and number 44, Ian King. As it is, we only have 4 seconds remaining. Again, the Raiders are on top, 16-14.
Julian Mangano sporting the sleeves tonight. And nice behind-the-back move by Scott Aston. Pass over to Brubeck. Brubeck doesn't get the shot off before the buzzer. That ends the first quarter. Let's take a look at the scoring. Let you know how this game's been going. Let's see. David Alston has 2 points. Ian King's got 2. Devon Johnson has 2. Julian Mangano leading the team with 7. And Markel Gaston has 3. Ian King has a rebound. Devon Johnson also has a rebound, as does Scott Aston. Aston's coming away with 2 steals, one of which was absolutely magnificent, if I do say so myself. Mangano's got a steal, as well as a 3. And Markel Gaston also drained a 3. While we have this break in the action, let's take our first look of the night at our sponsors.
All right, fresh blood.
First, we have Union Community Church in Concord. Visit them on the web at uccofconcord.org.
Next is Pease Kirk Canfield in Painesville. Insurance since 1885.
Dessert Works in Painesville. The best baked goods always made fresh to order. Call them to place an order.
Doug Rout Nationwide Insurance in Painesville.
Palutro Insurance in Painesville, 350-3605.
And Silvestro's Depot Cafe at 470 Railroad Street in Painesville. For great food, make it Silvestro's.
Got a fresh 8 minutes on the clock. Raiders will send out Aston, King, Johnson, Alston, and Mangano. So the starters will be out on the floor for the Red Raiders. Chris Crawford's still sitting on the bench, nursing that high ankle sprain is what it was determined to be ailing him. Hoping to get practicing sometime in the next few days, possibly even tomorrow. He's been doing some workouts up at the Y, and he says it's still a little bit tender, but he's progressing pretty well, and he should be back playing in games, I'd say, definitely by the end of next week, I would hope.
Yeah, it's his senior year. You don't want to miss this.
Ian King with the inside jumper for 2 good. That gives the Raiders a 4-point lead, 18-14, 7:45 in the first half. Number 32, Brody. And that was number 10, John Ross, denied. The other Brody kicking it down into his brother, I guess. That ball out of bounds off the Raiders. And John Ross will inbound from the baseline. Gets it into number 15, Ryan Brody. Sean Brody in the paint, hooks it up, no good, fouls it up, no good. Devon Johnson had a hand on the ball, calling a jump ball. And the Toppers will retain possession.
7:17 on the clock, 18-14.
John Ross kicks it into Sean Brody. Gets blocked by Johnson cleanly this time. David Alston coming down, looking over to Scott Aston in the corner. Johnson steps inside, fires, good! Raiders up 20-14. That ball going out of bounds off the foot of Devon Johnson.
And I know all teams play hard, but these Chardon guys, they look really grim when they play. They just look like they're playing hard by the expression on their faces. Yeah. Maybe we'll get a close-up of that when they're at the free throw line or something. They all look like they're not enjoying it any more than they have to.
Ryan Brody with the ball up top. Coming inside. Gets stripped, recovers, kicks it out. And 3-ball no good for Matt Colcom.
6:45 on the clock, 20-14 in favor of your Harvey Red Raiders.
Julian Mangano on the wing. Pulls it back outside. Up top to Alston. Dumping it into Johnson. A little too far out of reach for Devon Johnson, which is saying something. Kid's got a wingspan, an incredible wingspan, and the Toppers will have possession.
Yeah.
Not a bad turnout tonight for a Tuesday night game. Obviously, those are generally more sparsely populated than the big Friday night matchups, but still a pretty good house tonight.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Sean Brody kicking it out to his brother Ryan. No good. Followed up by somebody, couldn't tell who. Julie Mangano hauls it in, taking it the whole way up off the glass. No good. Foul on the shot, going to the line for 2.
Julian Mangano, 7 points in the first quarter. I think I smell the makings of a superstition, Tyler. He's going to be wearing them sleeves for the rest of the season now.
Hey, whatever works, you know.
Absolutely.
That foul was on number 15, Ryan Brody. Mangano good on the first.
I used to be superstitious, but it was damaging my social life.
Yeah?
Because, we get on a winning streak, or I'd do really good at pitching, and I wouldn't wash my jersey.
Yeah.
And after a while, man, just people wouldn't want to talk to me after my games. So, I decided I wasn't.
It's better to have friends than to.
No, I just decided all of a sudden I really wasn't that superstitious anymore. I didn't believe in that stuff.
Gotcha.
It was a good
I think it's
move.
A bunch of hocus pocus anyway.
I still am. I won't step on the white line, the chalk line, the base line, whatever it's called.
Well, I can honestly say that I think if I wear a tie to one game and Harvey loses, I think twice about wearing it the next time. Nick Link into the ball game. Ball gets picked off by Ryan Brody. And he completes on the fast break.
22-16 is your score. 5.5 to go in the first half.
David Alston, 3-ball, no good. Scott Aston in the paint, dishes off to Johnson, no good. Rebounded by Sean Brody.
Looked like that ball slipped out of his hand. It went way up high.
Colcom, baseline jumper, no good. And that was Eric Brindo. Eric Brindo fouled on the shot. He's going to the line for 2.
That was Devon Johnson making the foul. A little bit of extra handwork going on under the hoop.
Brindo good on the first.
Boy, he didn't look comfortable making that first shot. Let's watch his face, doesn't he? Wow. Ugh.
Bit of a grimace there. Outlet pass goes to Aston.
5 minutes to go in the first half. 22-17. Raiders still lead.
Hilltoppers playing a zone D. Ian King underneath. Puts it up off the glass and in. .440 left in the first half. Raiders on top 24-17 as a timeout is called. Let's take a look at our sponsors while we have this break in the action. Union Community Church at 10959 Johnnycake Ridge Road in Concord, 352-3556. www.uccofconcord.org is their website.
Peace Kirk Canfield at 50 West Dairy Street in Painesville, 352-8900. Insurance since 1885.
Classic Buick, Pontiac, and GMC at 1700 Menor Avenue in Painesville, 639-4500. At Classic, it's all right here for you.
Repairs Unlimited Incorporated at 407 Chester Street in Painesville, 352-6559.
JanPro of Greater Cleveland. JanPro is the world's fastest growing cleaning franchise. For information on purchasing a franchise or for a free quote, call 440-605-9000. Talk to Terrell Dillard. He's the president, the CEO, and a graduate of Harvey High School, class of 1988.
Painesville Dental Group at 128 Manor Avenue in Painesville, 354-2183. Talk to dentist Jay Horvath, DDS, class of 1973.
KeyBank at 8 North State Street in Paynesville. 352-6521.
First Church Congregational, 22 Liberty Street in Paynesville. 357-7518. Come celebrate with them 9, 10, and 11 a.m.
And finally, we have Arabica on the square at 70 South Park Place in Paynesville, 853-2066. They're now offering gourmet wraps, coffee, and specialty drinks. Back in action. Brody bringing the ball down. Gives it over to Colcom on the wing. Colcom coming up top into the paint. Throws up the jumper on the run. Ref waving off the basket. And an offensive foul called on number 52, Eric Brindo.
I like the way the Hilltoppers attack the basket, though. I haven't seen a lot of teams do that. I mean, there are teams that beat them the other ways. There's teams that have beat the Raiders in other ways, but I don't know. That's the style of play that I always liked.
Harvey does have possession. Scott Aston works it down to Nick Link to break the press. Ball batted out of bounds by number 31, Ian Herner. Scott Aston will inbound from the sideline. Julie Mangano kicks it into King. King, turnaround jumper, no good. Followed up by Devon Johnson. And the refs waving the basket off.
Foul will be on Devon Johnson. So instead of 2 points for the Raiders, Chardon will get to shoot 1 and 1 as the Raiders are now in the penalty. 4:14 to go. Raiders on top 24-17. Brubeck and Olsen check in. Link and Devon Johnson check out.
Eric Brindo at the line. First is up. High bounce off back iron. Rebounded by King. Aston pushing middle.
King had like a good 6 inches on that guy right there.
Yeah, well, Chardon, that's one thing about their team. They don't have a lot of height. They top out at 6'4". That's Sean Brody. And, that's something that was projected to hurt them underneath the boards. And it's definitely, an area where King could benefit playing down low, as well as Johnson.
Yeah. Meanwhile, back on the last play, David Olsen dribbled, picked it up, and dribbled again, so no doubt about that double dribble. 3:49 to go. Still 24-17.
Brody up top, over to Brindo. Colcom with the ball on the wing against Mangano. Ryan Brody. And Scott Aston gets on the floor for that ball. Slips out of his hands, goes out of bounds, and the Hilltoppers will have possession on the sideline. Brindo. And that's number 31. 3-ball good for Ian Herner. Brings the Toppers within 4, 24-20, 3:07 here in the first half. John D'Angelo Gymnasium. Julie Mangano on the wing, up top to King. Scott Aston buried in the corner. Mangano, pump fake, goes inside, dumps it into King. King turns around, puts it up. Foul on the shot, going to the line to shoot 2.
Stop the clock with 2:48. Raiders on top, 24-20. Ian King, who's never been a bad free throw shooter, goes to the line. But like most big men, he's never been like a dominant free throw shooter either.
He's good on the first.
Like I said, he's better than most.
Raiders up 5, 25-20. And King short on the second.
He sure shoots pretty, though, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's a very nice shot.
It looks nice no matter if it goes in or not.
King's really progressed his game since his freshman year. I remember coming and watching the freshman games when I was a freshman, and his style of play was something that made a few people laugh. In our group of friends, we had a few jokes going about it, but yeah, he's worked some things out, and now he's a nice looking. His game, he has a nice looking game.
Yes, he does. He has a very, very nice looking game. I remember freshman year. That was fun. 27-22 as my colleague Gaston converts.
Yeah, you were on that team freshman year, weren't you, Logan?
Yeah. Good times.
Ian Herner with the ball in the wing, kicking it in to Varner.
Oh.
Up top to Brody. Brody in the paint. Good.
Minute 50 to go. 27-24 is the score. Raiders still on top.
Gaston, Mangano, and Gaston all sporting the high socks tonight as that pass goes out of bounds. Clock stopped with 1:37, and the Hilltoppers will have possession.
I don't know. I think you got to have hairy legs to be able to sport them. Otherwise, you kind of look like an old man. That's just me, though. That's why I never wear them.
Old men do like to wear their socks up pretty high, don't they?
Yes, they do. I can just see them sitting around playing Pocono or whatever it is the old guys play.
Someday that's going to be us, Logan.
Maybe. I'll probably play golf when I'm an old man. Minute and a half to go, 27-24.
Scott Aston bringing the ball down. Gives it off to Mangano up top. And there's the alley-oop.
Why not?
As Devon Johnson lays it in.
Nothing else was open. Might as well just go over the top of everybody.
Brody with the ball. Over to number 25, Varner.
Wow.
And nice take to the hole by number 33, Matt Colcom.
Raiders made that one look easy. 29-26, 50 seconds to go in the half.
Gaston with the inside jumper. Short. Rebounded by Johnson. Fouled on the putback. Going to the line for two. Marcus Brubeck will check in momentarily. As will Pers and Herner for the Hilltoppers.
.35 seconds to go. 30-26 still in favor of your Raiders.
Brody with the ball deep. Now Pers on the wing against Johnson. Picked off by Gaston. Gives it up to Aston. And a timeout called on the Raiders bench. Stops the clock with 21 seconds here in the first half. Raiders with a 4-point lead, 30-26. Let's take a look at our sponsors, our own form of commercials.
All right.
First, we have Union Community Church at 10959 Johnnycake Ridge Road in Concord. Visit them on the web at uccofconcord.org.
Pease Car Canfield at 50 West Area Street in Painesville. Insurance since 1885.
Classic Buick, Pontiac, and GMC on Menor Avenue in Painesville. It's all right here for you.
Repairs Unlimited Incorporated at 407 Chester Street.
JanPro of Greater Cleveland. Call them at 440-605-9000.
Painesville Dental Group at 128 Manor Avenue. Dennis J. Horvath, DDS class of 1973.
Key Bank at 8 North State Street in Painesville, 352-6521.
First Church Congregational at 22 Liberty Street.
And right down the square from First Church, Arabica on the square at 70 South Park Place in Painesville. They're now offering gourmet wraps, which are just delectable. Coffee, and of course their specialty drinks. Scott Aston with the ball. Gives it off to Julie Mangano.
15 seconds, looking for the last shot. 9 seconds.
Johnson with the ball on the wing.
5.
Mangano. The deep three comes up short. And that ends the first half. Red Raiders go into the locker room with a 4-point lead, 30-26. Let's take a look at the scoring. David Alston remains with 2 points. Ian King's now up to 7. Tying Devon Johnson with 7. Julie Mangano leading the team still with 9. Markel Gaston has moved up to 5 points. So the points pretty evenly spread out.
That's right. Good job by everybody contributing this first half.
Very nice. Red Raiders. That's going to do it for us for the first half. But stay tuned because we've got second half action. I'm Tyler Krimiati.
And I'm Logan Repko.
We'll be right back.
And we're back with third quarter action. I'm Logan Repko.
And I'm Tyler Krimiati.
And of course, the Raiders on top 30-26. It's been a back and forth game all day. There's been none of that losing momentum or anything. It's just been a hard fought battle so far.
Steady for both sides. Toppers, it's been kind of a different season for them. They have had some big wins. I think I heard they beat Riverside with a 3 in the last few seconds. But then they lost to Madison, who's not a threat this year.
Yeah, so kind of an up and down year for them. Similar to how it's been for the Raiders, but the Raiders have been on a more generally positive note. They've lost to good teams. Hilltoppers have kind of not won all the games they should have. 7:12 to go. Raiders on top 32-26.
Brindo give it over to Purrs on the wing. Into Brindo in the paint, dribbles. Looking to give it off to Brody, off Brody's hands, and the Red Raiders will have the ball. Devon Johnson inbound to Scott Aston.
The usual starting 5 is on the floor for the Raiders.
And Ryan Brody, Sean Brody, Alex Purrs, Eric Brindo, and Matt Colcom on the floor for the Hilltoppers. David Alston on the wing, kicks it into Devon Johnson, spins up off the glass and in.
That boy is pretty. Oof. That's a nice move. I like to see that. Of course, he had like 3 inches on the guy, but still, that was a very nice move.
Height helps out.
6.5 minutes. Raiders have an 8-point lead, 34-26.
Shot from Brody, no good.
And I think we're going to get a foul. Number on Ian King. So Brindo will shoot too.
Brindo's been to the line a few times tonight.
Yeah.
Good on the first.
Well, he's better than Shaq, average looking wise, but he doesn't make it look pretty.
No. It's still not terribly consistent.
Yeah, it's not.
Scott Aston bringing the ball down, facing Ryan Brody. Over to David Alston on the wing. Up top to Devon Johnson. Picked off by Purrs, I think. Yep, that was Purrs. Ryan Brody. Over to Colcom. Colcom with the inside jumper short. Brody over to Purrs. Purrs inside, dumping it into Brindo. Brindo gets blocked by King. Colcom swish on the 3, however.
Boy, that's fun to watch move the ball around. I don't know if it's always productive, but that's just, I don't know, it's fun to me to watch that. Like I said, that's kind of my favorite style of play of all time. Exactly.
Scott Aston outside, no good. And that goes off of the back of Matt Colcom. Red Raiders will have possession as number 10, John Ross, checks in for the Hilltoppers.
Ooh. 5.5 to go. Raiders on top 34-30.
Ryan Brody. As Aston dumping it into Devon Johnson. He's fouled on the shot, going to the line for 2.
A little pick and roll action to pick up the foul. Nice job right there.
Clock stopped at 5:22. Raiders up by 4, 34-30.
So Devon Johnson playing very well this third quarter. He's already picked up 3 points.
No good on the second. Followed up by King, good.
So Ian King definitely having a nice night, very possibly based on the size advantage. He's 9 points already.
King hitting the ground there. Brody with the ball in the wing. Up top to Ross. Down into Sean Brody. And that was number 25, Jason Barner. Good with the inside 2.
37-32 now. 4:45 to go in the third.
Julie Mangano for 3. Coming up short. Rebounded by Sean Brody. Ryan Brody. Long pass down to John Ross, who puts it in with the reverse.
You know, they made that look good. They really did. You got to give it.
Good ball movement.
Yeah, just a good look, good conversion. Cuts the lead to 3.
And that's going to be the Toppers' ball.
No, it will be the Raiders' ball.
All
The
right,
refs
call
just
is
reversed
overturned.
themselves.
Okay. A lot of fans unhappy with the original calls.
Gotta love our fans.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They don't hold their feelings back.
No. I think there's a movie called Hooligans about English soccer gangs. I think we're like one level below that. But we're close.
English soccer, that gets intense.
Yes, it does. Elijah Wood's in it, which I don't know if I'm going to go see it, but still.
And a double dribble called out against the Hilltoppers. Harvey will have possession on the baseline.
Our fans don't usually resort to violence, though, so
I've not seen it yet.
That's why I said we're one level below.
Yeah, I've seen entire shows on the Discovery Channel or something when I don't have anything to do on a Friday night about these fights that break out at soccer games. Gets intense.
I always wish that I could get like that excited about, anything practically. I don't know.
They loves their soccer.
Yes, they do. Or their football, as they call it.
They are, right, football.
They're so quaint. Just kidding. I know it's just a different name for it. It was like a joke. 3:45 to go in the third. Still 37-34. No scoring has happened since we started talking about hooligans.
Hooligans, right. Let's take a look at our sponsors while we have this break in the action. First, we have Union Community Church on Johnnycake Ridge Road in Concord. Visit them on the web at www.uccofconcord.org.
Next is Peace Kirk Canfield at 50 West Dairy Street in Painesville. Insurance since 1885. Go Raiders.
Next, we have Dessert Works at 148 Elevator Avenue. The best baked goods, always made fresh to order. Call them to place an order.
Doug Route Nationwide Insurance at 54 North State Street in Painesville. 357-6753.
Next, we have Palutro Insurance at 161 North State Street in Painesville. 350-3605.
And last, we have Silvestro's Depot Cafe at 470 Railroad Street in Painesville. 354-4475. For great food, make it Silvestro's.
3:45 left in the third quarter. Red Raiders up by 3, 37-34 against the Chardon Hilltoppers.
Those well-dressed men with their backs to you are in order: Coach Todd Hartman, Coach Brubeck, and Chris Crawford, the tallest guy of them all.
Right.
Just in case you wondered.
And there you see Coach Starkey in there as well.
Yep.
Coach Starkey likes to rock the sweater just like Jim Tressel. He's pretty fond of the sweater vest.
Sweater vests are hot.
Sweater vests are hot.
Our fashion department here at 96 News informing us of the hotness Oh, sweater vests. They must be in right now.
They are very fat or cool or hep.
That's pH fat, I believe. And an offensive foul called.
If you want to be a down cat, get yourself a sweater vest. That's the word.
Ryan Brody with the ball for the Hilltoppers. And that was John Ross.
Oh, they're going to call Scotty Aston with a hand check. I don't like that one.
Not a fan. Not a fan of the call.
Of the call.
Big fan of Scott Aston.
Oh.
Big fan. He's a playmaker. Ankle breaker, playmaker. I guess that's all I've got right now.
That's okay.
John
right
Ross
now he's
at
a
the line.
talker because he's talking to the ref. I don't like talkers too much.
Just getting something straightened out, I'm sure.
I'm sure he is. It always just makes me nervous because you never know when they're going to tee him up. I'm
Right.
sure he asked very politely. I just think, I don't know, if he makes a bad call, everyone's going to know it. Just get on with the game. Anyway, 3.5 minutes to go. 37-34. Ross converts on the second, so it's 37-35.
Aston coming down against Ryan Brody. Mangano on the wing. Dribbling inside. Pulls it back out. And that's off the foot of number 31, Ian Herner. Raiders will have possession on the baseline. Pass goes into David Alston. Dribbling into the paint.
Stuffed.
Somebody got a hand on it. Herner giving it down to Brody. Herner up top. The other Brody going inside. Spins in the paint. Lays it up short. King with the rebound. Gives it down to Aston. Aston pushing. Crossing up. Pulls up with the inside jumper. No good. King saves the ball. Gives it over to Aston. Aston in the paint. Ooh! Looking to dump it over to Julie Mangano. Would have been a very nice pass.
Would have. David Alston checks out. And Markel Gaston checks into the game. 2:48 to go in the third. 37-35.
Herner into Brody. And Colcomb shot no good. Rebounded by Mangano. Mangano pushing. Slows it down. Gives it off to Aston. Gonna run the offense. Gaston. Near the elbow. Dumps it into King. King swings it over to Brubeck. Brubeck gets pinned. And that goes out of bounds off Brubeck.
You know, ever since he decided to move to that bald head, well, I don't know. I like it, I guess. I was going to say something about his play, but I really don't think there's any correlation.
No.
He was a little... There's 2 minutes to go in the third. I'm sorry, that was a non sequitur, but yeah, he's always been a little bit of a, I don't know, just how Marcus Brubeck is. If you know him, you know how he plays. He's a pretty good player in at least a couple sports, basketball and baseball.
Gaston lobs it into Aston. 2:02 left. Julie Mangano on the wing. Pump fake goes inside from the elbow. A little short. Sean Brody gives it off to Ryan Brody.
Brubeck.
Foul
Yeah.
on Brubeck. That'll send Jason Varner to the line.
Definitely bumped him in midair. Minute 49 to go, 37-35. The Raiders still have the lead. Clinging to it, one might say.
Varner good on the first. Puts the Toppers within one, 37-36.
Oh. Says all the makings of a classic, folks. Minute 49 to go in the third. But still, 37-36. It's a tight one.
Scott Aston coming down. He's taking it the whole way. Lays it up off the glass. In. Got the foul. Going to the going to the line for one more. Could make it a three-point play. Give the Raiders back some cushion.
True.
Not a lot of cushion, though. Not a cushion I'd like to sleep on.
Well said.
Thank you.
I just rolled my eyes in case anybody couldn't feel it through the camera. First points of the night for Scott Aston, but a big play it was that he was able to do it on. Could give the Raiders a 4-point lead with a minute 42 to go. The score is 39-36 and 40.
Ryan Brody with the ball up top. Herner back to Brody. Herner again. Working the ball around. And picked off by Scott Aston. He's got it. And he slaps out.
Scotty Aston at no points. Within 10 seconds, he is 5. Good job.
Picked off by Scott Aston again. Pushing it, crossed up. Winds up with Gaston. $50 seconds left.
Short court. The Raiders are in a short court situation.
And Aston's just going to wait out the defense.
Oh, we saw this last year. This was always interesting.
Yeah. It's a good time. Mangano coming inside. 30 seconds left.
Good time to do your taxes because it takes so long. No, okay. 20 seconds to go.
Mangano. Now picked off by Ryan Brody. No good on the fast break. And the Raiders have the ball again. 10 seconds.
7 seconds to go.
Aston, the way Aston moves when he's just faking, it almost looks like he doesn't have any control over his body. He's just twitching, but it's all carefully choreographed.
Yes, it is.
That's really a thing of beauty.
It's attractive.
It's fun to watch.
It really is. It's
makes the ladies weak in the knees.
I guess. So I hear. So I hear.
End of the third quarter, Red Raiders on top 42-36. Let's take a look at our sponsors. If we could get a look. There we go. Union Community Church at 10959 Johnnycake Ridge Road in Concord. Visit them on the web, www.uccofconcord.org.
Next, we have Peaskirk Canfield at 50 West Erie Street in Painesville, 352-8900. Insurance since 1885. Go Raiders.
Dessert Works on Elevator Avenue in Painesville, 350-9804. The best baked goods, always made fresh to order. Call them to place an order. It's oh so good.
Doug Grout Nationwide Insurance, 54 North State Street in Painesville, 357-6753.
Belutro Insurance, 161 North State Street in Painesville, 350-3605.
Last is Silvestro's Depot Cafe, last but not least, at 470 Railroad Street in Painesville, 354-4475. For great food, make it Silvestro's.
It's already 9 o'clock here in John D'Angelo Gymnasium. Part of that's because in the JV game it went into, 3 overtimes?
I believe it was 2.
2 overtimes. It ended up being 2. It was close to being 3, I know that.
Yeah, it was.
It was a very intense game. But Harvey came out on top.
Honestly, I'm getting a little bit tired. Usually in bed by 9:30. This is my milk and cocoa time, so,
Curl up with the milk and cocoa and a good book.
Right.
By the fire.
In front of the...
Put me to sleep.
And we just saw Mr. Fodor there. Perhaps Tyler is always good at saying stuff about people. Maybe you could give a quick rundown of Mr. Fodor.
Well, Mr. Fodor is the Assistant Superintendent of Painesville City Local Schools. Good guy.
Yeah,
Good guy, Mr. Fodor is. Scott Aston bringing the ball down for the Raiders. Kicks it out to David Alston. Swings it over to Mangano. Mangano backing up off the glass, and in. Credit him with 2 more.
Yeah, I tell you, that shot makes defenders weak in the knees.
Probably because they're about to get sick. Ooh, that's a 3 from Matt Colcom.
Hilltoppers are saying this is a game, boys. 44-39, 7:20 to go in the game, in regulation at least.
Von Johnson. Scott Aston in the corner up top to King. And King looking for Mangano. Pass a little too strong, a little too far out of reach. Out of bounds. And Alex Purrs will inbound to Ryan Brody for the Toppers.
That's the second time they did that tonight, where they did that little miscommunication where one thought they were going in and the other threw it back out. Bummer deal. 6:58 to go, 44-39 in favor of the Raiders. Still, they haven't relinquished the lead all day ever since they got it, but it's been close the whole way through.
Ryan Brody kicking it over. 3-ball, no good. And Von Johnson hauls it in. Aston, no look pass down to King. And King can't haul it in. Goes out of bounds.
I think you want to do more of them. I think Scotty wanted Ian to do kind of more Morgan Lewis, where he jumps in and intercepts it. And,
yeah.
Takes a step towards the hoop while he's catching the ball. Like that kind of pass. And Ian King called with the foul. 6:24 to go. It stops the clock, and they'll be shooting two.
King went up for two hands on that one. It almost looked like a volleyball block.
That was kind of nice looking, but it was a foul.
It was a foul, but he prevented the two. Let's see what Purse can do at the foul line. Good on the first.
Just a minute ago, you saw Brian Rowan on the other camera. We've mentioned him so many times. I hate to really beat him into the ground. He's just one of the most prolific people that's probably ever going to come through Harvey High School.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but, he was, he's like a world-class water boy. He was supposed to retire after his 8th grade year, but, popular demand made him come back.
Yeah, made him come back. Now he's got the record. I think he'll be in his 70th game next season.
What a guy.
Scott Aston with the triple.
Scott Aston coming up big in the last couple of minutes. 6 minutes to go. 47-41 is the score. Julian Mangano with a nice safe steal. Scott Aston taking his time.
Aston in the paint. Lays it in with the finger roll. And a timeout called on the Hilltopper bench. Stops the clock with 5:40. And the Raiders pulling away with an 8-point lead, 49-41.
Yeah, the Hilltopper said, we got to stop this now or we're going to be in trouble. So I commend the coach, but, I don't think they're going to get it back.
Well, let's hope not. Let's take a quick look at our sponsors. Go to a commercial break. First, we have Union Community Church on Johnnycake Ridge Road in Concord. www.uccofconcord.org.
Please Kirk Canfield at 50 West Air Street in Painesville, 352-8900. Insurance since 1885. Go Raiders.
Classic Buick, Pontiac and GMC on Menor Avenue in Painesville, 639-4500. At Classic, it's all right here for you.
Repairs Unlimited Incorporated at 407 Chester Street in Painesville, 352-6559.
Jan Pro of Greater Cleveland. Jan Pro is the world's fastest growing cleaning franchise. For information on purchasing a franchise or for a free quote, call 440-605-9000. Talk to Terrell Dillard, President and CEO, as well as graduate of Thomas W. Harvey High School class of 1988.
Painesville Dental Group at 128 Menor Avenue in Painesville, 354-2183. Talk to Dennis J. Horvath, DDS, class of 1973.
Key Bank at 8 North State Street in Painesville, 352-6521.
First Church Congregational at 22 Liberty Street in Painesville, 357-7518. Come celebrate with them at 9, 10, and 11 a.m.
And finally, we have Arabic on the Square at 70 South Park Place in Painesville, 853-2066. Now offering gourmet wraps, coffee, and specialty drinks. And they'll host your party. If you have a party and you need somewhere to have it, call them. They'll be happy to do it.
And they have like those really big chairs that you can sit in too.
Yeah. Nice chairs, nice couches. It's a nice restaurant.
Cool. Raiders have Marcus Brubeck, David Alston, Julian Mangano, Scott Aston, and Devon Johnson on the floor.
And Julian Mangano picks it off and lays it in. Mangano looked like he was going to go up and slam it down. Second guessed himself though and just dropped it in.
I just don't think he had enough on that jump. He
Yeah,
wanted it really bad.
Weak jump.
He's not the tallest guy, so it's got to be kind of hard.
Oh yeah, he can do it though.
Yeah.
I've seen him do it, and I wouldn't be surprised if we saw it by the end of the season. And and whistle blown.
And Julian's going to be called with the foul. Raider lead is now 10, 51-41 with 5:01 to go in the game.
Ryan Brody down over to Herner. Colcom down over to Ryan Brody. Into Sean Brody. Brody up off the glass, no good with his own rebound. This rebound by Julie Mangano.
Four and a half to go, still 51-41.
Mangano on the wing. Up top to Alston. Swinging it over to Aston.
Aston into Johnson.
Johnson, nice spin move to the hoop.
Made it look easy on that one, he did.
And the Raiders continue increasing the lead. 53-41 now the score clocks up with 4:16 left in the fourth quarter.
They're rolling.
What's the scoring look like?
Let's see. Devon Johnson has 12. Ian King has 9. Julian has 13. Markel Gaston has 5. And Scott, in the last 4.5 minutes, has amassed 10 points to account for all of his 10 points.
Yeah, definitely a big 4.5 minutes for Scott Aston.
Well, 4.5 minutes, something like the last minute of the third quarter, so 5.5 minutes.
All right.
My bad.
It's good to be specific. Give the viewers the details.
Sure.
Let's take a quick look at our sponsors. Right now we have Union Community Church,
Pease Kirk Canfield,
Classic Buick, Pontiac, and GMC,
Repairs Unlimited Incorporated,
Jan Pro of Greater Cleveland,
Painesville Dental Group,
Key Bank,
First Church Congregational,
and right down the square, Arabica on the square. Thank all of you very much for making all of this possible.
There you see
All
our
of you.
lovely varsity cheerleaders. They really do a lot to boost team spirit and everything.
That they do. They keep this place going.
They practice a lot. And now it's time for basketball to get back underway.
Ryan Brody bringing it down for the Toppers. Brody going inside, kicks it out to Herner.
Wow, he let that fly. Wow. 53-44 is your score.
Herner's had a few threes tonight.
Yeah. 3:56 to go.
Mangano good with the inside jumper.
That's filthy, right? Oh, that's nice. We need Julian to make those. We're very tough to beat when he's clicking like that. 15 points in the night for Julian.
Ian King checking in for Marcus Bruback. Ryan Brody.
3.5 minutes to go as the Raiders have built an 11-point lead, 55-44.
Sean Brody looking over to Purrs. Purrs wasn't looking for it. Went behind him out of bounds. And the Red Raiders will take possession.
I'm glad the Raiders are winning. It's kind of a bummer that Hilltoppers are kind of falling apart just a little bit. I'd still like to see a competitive fourth quarter.
Julie Mangano making it look pretty.
Oh, but when Julian's playing like that, let's be honest, the competitive fourth quarter is a little bit harder.
It's not a very realistic request. Brody for 3. Good. Toppers down 10, 57-47, now under 3 minutes.
Let's see if Julian can cut through the defense again, Julian style.
Devon Johnson puts it in 2 hands on the glass.
As the trio that's really scored most of the Raiders' points just keeps on scoring.
And Devon Johnson got a hand on that shot. Scott Aston casually walking the ball down. 2.5 minutes. Mangano facing Herner. For 3. High bounce. And Scott Aston picks it up. Oh!
Gets it taken.
But Jump ball will be called. David Alston fighting for it with Brody and number 33, I think, Matt Colcom. And Harvey will keep possession.
Alston will chuck in the pineapple. 2:06 to go in the fourth quarter, and the Raiders are on top by 12, 59-47.
Scott Aston. He gives it over to Mangano. Mangano up top, over to Aston. Aston, wide open lane. Finger rolls it in.
61-47. A minute 40 to go. Raiders have a, I would almost say an insurmountable lead, but anything's possible.
Time nearing 1.5 minutes. Whistle blown, foul called on David Alston, I'm guessing.
Yeah, David Alston. Minute 30 to go.
Colcom good on the free throw. And good on the second as well.
Wow. For any team to be competitive, good fundamentals has got to be their bread and butter. And I don't know. I mean, they're way ahead, so it doesn't really matter, but you always want to. They're going to be working on that in practice, I'm sure. Just communication. Ian King had, I think, was part of 3 miscommunications on passes, which, they weren't all his fault, but might probably be working on that a little bit.
Right, as Devon Johnson uses that incredible wingspan to pick off the pass. Scott Aston up top kicks it out to Alston. King hit with a travel.
Minute 2 to go.
And a timeout is called on the Raiders bench. 61-49. We've got a full timeout. So let's go to a commercial break.
A full commercial break.
A full commercial break, that's right. Union Community Church at 10959 Johnnycake Ridge Road in Concord, 352-3556. Visit them on the World Wide Web at www.uccofconcord.org.
Next is Pease Kirkham Field at 50 West Deer Street in Painesville, 352-8900. Insurance since 1885. Go Raiders.
Next we have Classic Buick, Pontiac, and GMC. 1700 Menor Avenue in Painesville, 639-4500. At Classic, it's all right here for you.
Repairs Unlimited Incorporated at 407 Chester Street in Painesville, 352-6559.
Jan Pro of Greater Cleveland. Jan Pro is the world's fastest growing cleaning franchise. For information on purchasing a franchise or for a free quote, call 440-605-9000. Talk to Terrell Dillard, President and CEO and graduate of the class of 1988 from Thomas W. Harvey High School.
Painesville Dental Group at 128 Menor Avenue in Painesville, 354-2183. Dennis J. Horvath, DDS, also from Harvey with the class of 1973.
Key Bank at 8 North State Street in Painesville, 352-6521.
First Church Congregation on 22 Liberty Street in Painesville, 357-7518. Come celebrate with them at 9, 10, and 11 a.m.
And finally, we have Arabica on the Square, 70 South Park Place in Painesville, 853-2066, now offering gourmet wraps, coffee, and specialty drinks. Back in action on the floor, Ryan Brody bringing the ball down.
With 56 seconds to go, Raiders have a 12-point lead.
Ooh, and Scott Aston hits the ground hard. That advanced edition gives me fits too.
Yeah. Hope that question isn't an academic challenge.
That's right, academic challenge. They tape this Saturday, WEWS in Cleveland. That's on Euclid Avenue, News Channel 5. For those of you who aren't familiar with call letters. It'd be great to see some people come out and support the Harvey Academic Challenge team, support Logan Repko.
Caitlin Hill, Zach Gladden,
and Nate Vernon.
Yeah. Last year I was the captain, not to toot my own horn, but I don't know. This year I think we're going to have a pretty good crew.
Yeah, I think you've got a solid shot. I'm not sure who you go up against. Do you know that yet?
No. I heard Gatorade might be sponsoring the event, though, so if we do well enough, I could get a contract.
Well, you're kind of a big deal. Harvey has possession. And timeout called on the Raiders bench to save them from the 5-second penalty. It's a 30-second timeout. Yeah, definitely. Saturday morning. Give us some more details about that. What time are they taping?
They start at 9 a.m. So
start at 9 a.m. It's kind of an early morning.
Yeah, it is.
But well worth it. It's really cool to be in there during the taping. Get to see Adam Shapiro of News Channel 5.
He's a good guy.
He's a good anchor.
Haven't spoke to him personally too much, but
Right.
you know, he seems like nice.
Well, yeah, he comes across nice on the camera.
Yeah. It's I mean, I don't know, facing a couple other teams, but I'm not too good with names. And
No.
I gotta meet a person 7 or 8 times before I remember their name.
Well, with a team like Harvey's, I think that we should just win.
I think so too, but it's not always that
No,
simple.
why not?
You know.
Raiders have possession. Scott Aston kicks it in. Devon Johnson has it. Mangano holding it in the corner. And a foul called on number 10, John Ross. He's laughing it off. 27 seconds left.
Yes, there are. Again with the inbound. Ian King has it.
And he's fouled on the shot. He'll be shooting 2. Foul on Sean Brody. King, as we said earlier, is a pretty consistent free throw shooter.
Yeah, he generally converts, I don't know, I'd say around 66%. But I don't have the stats to back it up.
Well, he's good on first there. Checking into the ball game, number 34, Vince Riola, to give John Ross a seat on the bench with 25 seconds left. King good on the second as well. Gives the Raiders a 14-point, 63-49 lead. Scott Aston hauls it in. 15 seconds left. Aston on the wing. Dribbles up top. Just going to wait it out. 3 seconds. One last shot. And that's the end of the ball game. Harvey Red Raiders come away with a victory. 63-49 the final score. Really, the Raiders just kind of started to step out and take a bigger lead, starting when Scott Aston, I think, went on his run there.
That's right.
In the final minute of the third quarter.
Julian and Devon, of course, also stepped it up a lot.
Right. So a good win from the Red Raiders. Let's take one last look at our sponsors before we wrap it up for the evening. First, we have Union Community Church at 10959 Johnnycake Ridge Road in Concord, 352-3556, www.uccofconcord.org.
Peace Kirk Canfield at 50 West Dairy Street in Painesville, 352-8900, insurance since 1885. Go Raiders.
Classic Buick, Pontiac, and GMC at 1700 Menor Avenue in Painesville, 639-4500. At Classic, it's all right here for you.
Repairs Unlimited Incorporated at 407 Chester Street in Painesville, 352-6559.
Jan Pro of Greater Cleveland. Jan Pro is the world's fastest growing cleaning franchise. For information on purchasing a franchise or for a free quote, call 440-605-9000. Talk to Terrell Dillard, President and CEO, as well as graduate of Harvey High School, class of 1988.
Painesville Dental Group at 128 Menor Avenue in Painesville, 354-2183. Talk to Dennis J. Horvath, DDS, class of 1973.
Next, we have Key Bank at 8 North State Street in Painesville, 352-6521.
First Church Congregational, 22 Liberty Street in Painesville, 357-7518. Come celebrate with us. 9 a.m. Contemporary, 10 a.m. Church School, and 11 a.m. Traditional Services.
And finally, we have Arabica on the Square. Located at 70 South Park Place in Painesville, 853-2066. Now offering gourmet wraps, coffee, and specialty drinks. That's going to do it for our sponsors. Raiders come away with a 63-49 victory tonight here at John D'Angelo Gymnasium. I'm Tyler Camiotti.
And I'm Logan Repko.
Stay tuned right here to WHHS Channel 96. Thank you very much for watching.